Have you ever felt like living with chronic pain is slowly breaking your spirit? Yes, me too. And it's exactly why I'm here today, sharing with you how I got my power back and how you can as well. So stick around. For years, I treated my chronic illnesses as though they were just physical problems. Where the symptoms came up, that's where I put my attention. Physical, like it was just a physical illness. Things like pain and numbness and tingling. I kind of felt like what no one really prepares you for is the part that affects your mental health. The worry, the anger, the frustration, the loneliness, the grief. By the way, if we haven't met yet, I'm Lauren, and it's nice to meet you. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I want to share with you how I took my mental health back, even though I was still having symptoms. So let's start with section 1. At some point, the pain's not just in our body. It definitely crept into my thoughts and into my emotions, how I saw myself. I began having feelings of guilt for not being the mom that I had been up until I started having symptoms. There was shame for not bouncing right back after a certain amount of time, and a deep sadness over a life that felt like it had been hijacked. I felt like I was not living. I was surviving. I stopped doing things I loved. My confidence, gone. I would snap at people in my family, constantly overthinking. And I honestly felt completely isolated. If you are in that place, this video is for you. Stay with me, because the bonus resource I created for you is something I wish I had when I was in the thick of it. Section 2, the turning point. One morning I was laying in bed and I thought, well, I guess this is it. Wheelchairs, missed birthdays, and a life that looked like one I never imagined. But then something shifted. I had a conversation, one of a few distinct conversations. The first one opened my eyes to Dr. Sarno, Dr. Schubiner, Nicole Sachs, a lot of people teaching about the mind-body connection. This led to a huge shift in my healing. For the first time in a long time, I finally felt a glimmer of hope. And that's what I want you to have. I would love for you to feel hope also. I realized that my life, the way I was living, was actually reinforcing the belief that I was sick, that I was broken, but I wasn't. So I made a promise to myself. I'm not living like I'm broken anymore. Section 3, taking my power back. It started small, like really small. I first changed the way I talked to myself. How is your self-talk? Because mine was in the dumpster. That's how bad it was. I changed that to words of kindness instead of fear. instead of saying I should meditate and then not end up doing it, I would instead just meditate, not think about it, but do it. No matter what I was doing, if I had the feeling that it was time to meditate, I would meditate. And it wouldn't have to be for long. It could be for 2 minutes if that's what I had. I began to do that as much as I could and continue to. And we kind of have to make a promise to ourselves and realize the benefit of meditating. It's not just a chance to take a break from whatever you're doing. It's actually part of your healing process. It gives us a chance to notice what we're feeling without judgment. I found it helpful if I started with a meditation in the morning sometime, and then later, and that kind of enforced taking breaks, which is also helpful when we're healing. We need to look at it, look at how we're feeling, and think about our thoughts and what we're recommending to ourselves and what we're doing and what we're not doing, but should be to help us feel better. Those need to become the priority. How we're feeling is the priority. If we're not feeling well and we feel broken, we're not going to feel our best, our strongest for what we're trying to do with our life. Meditation can look so many different ways. There's not just one way to meditate. That is your chance to have that reflection time, or just not even to reflect. It can be your quiet time to just breathe and have silence. So instead of saying, I should meditate today, that happened many days before it was just, I meditated. Instead of thinking about it, just do it. That's a habit that is good to start doing. It was important that I didn't have rigid schedules. They felt like a lot of pressure when I was trying to get through the hardest time of how I felt physically and mentally. Once I made up my mind that I was not broken, I also realized that I work a lot better without a rigid schedule and more intuitively listening to my body, because I finally started to make sure I was listening. What you're saying is more important than what someone else is telling you. Even me right now, what I'm saying to you right now is not as important as what you feel. Your truth is. What you feel is right for you. So it's a matter of practicing, really getting attuned to your feelings and what is right for you, and really being there for yourself, like a strong support system, to know that you're not alone, ever. You always have your back. By listening to yourself, you know that you now are supported, whether you had that support or not growing up. You have it now. Breath work is another powerful tool to help bring your nervous system to a calm state. Take a nice deep breath right now and see how good it feels. In through your nose and out through your nose. And if you can make your exhalation a little bit longer, it actually helps create this security inside, stretching your body, keeping your muscles stretched. It doesn't have to be every day, but as many days as you can in a way that feels good to you, and paying attention to where it does not feel good and knowing where to stop, using the information your body is giving you as a guideline to your stopping point. And that back and forth with listening to your body and giving your body what it needs is strengthening that trust in yourself, that you're doing the right thing for your body and for your mind. When you're stretching, you want to take it nice and slow. Another sort of reflection exercise that really helped when I was at this turning point, getting my life back, is using my journal when I needed to vent. And when I had a lot of times with journal exercises, I have a little bit of resistance with it because I have a lot of pain in my joints, in my hands. So something that works for me is a journal entry on a recording. So I'll talk right into my phone, and that will be my journal entry. That might be something you want to try if you're not feeling up to writing, or for whatever reason, it can just be part of the variety you have available to you when you journal. I have found journaling, as much a resistance I've ever had to it any given day, when I end up journaling, I'm always happy I did. It is very revealing and cleansing, and I definitely feel lighter after journaling my thoughts. A specific type of journaling, Journal Speak by Nicole Sachs, that is recommended daily. It's extremely powerful. Sometimes it's easier to have specific direction for your journaling rather than just opening to a blank page, not knowing where to start. When I felt up to it, little by little, I would add them in more. I noticed something happening. There was a shift happening, and I could feel it mentally. I wasn't snapping as much to my family, and I felt more patient, and I felt happier. I was smiling more, and I started feeling more like me. And it gave me the courage to try and do something that I enjoyed, like dancing, which is something I could do even in pain because I love it so much. I would notice what would work for my body and what would not work, what felt good and what really didn't do much. And little by little, I had my toolbox of what worked for me. And that's what you will have. You will know what tools you have to turn to for your plan of getting better, what you can implement so that you can start this reflection process and notice what works for your body really, and what doesn't feel good, what's really worth doing, what's going to give you that happy feeling. It's not like you're trying these things and just pushing through them and just doing them because they're being recommended and they work for someone else. That's part of it. But the more important part is you're hearing different suggestions, whether it's right now in this video or there's so many other videos with great suggestions. So the other part of it is the reflection and your feeling on how it's working for you, how, if it's helping you or if it's not, if it's something you look forward to doing or it's not. Is it something you want to put off or it's something you can't wait to do? There's plenty of options that you can certainly pick things that you enjoy so that you can look forward to doing it and not try to think of reasons why you can't do it. So there's no reason to pretend to ourselves that we're going to, let's say, for example, journal when we know we don't like journaling. Although I do ask that you give it a try, whether you do the journal speak version or your own version. There's no right or wrong. There's what works for you. That's it. It's not that complicated. So I noticed what started happening was my thoughts weren't always about what's hurting. I started thinking about what's not hurting. So I would have really bad pain in my leg. And instead of thinking, oh, my leg hurts so bad, which is what I was normally thinking, right? That changed to my legs really hurting right now, and my other leg and my arms, they feel so good today. My head feels so good today. You know, I used to get migraines. I would say 80% of the time I would have a migraine that I ended up going on medicine to prevent it. And that medicine made me very dopey. So those migraines left. They've left the building. And so that's something I thought was going to be a permanent daily or almost daily symptom. And you know what? It's gone. So once in a while, I will start feeling a headache once in a blue moon. And I will take that any day over how many migraines I was getting. Between the migraine and the medicine, it was a lot. So even if you think you have a symptom that is never going to go away because it's so strong and you are so convinced, I know, I was there. I see you. It can get better. Unless there's a reason that it's truly not possible, it can get better. It's important to think of what parts feel good and what parts you feel are still supporting you. That will help you continue to have hope. A good question that I would ask myself is what would my empowered self choose today? What would my empowered self choose today? If I was thinking about what to do, because when you don't feel well for a long time, I know things pile up. So when you are going to do something, sometimes it's hard to choose where to start, where to dive back in, that stuff. And you're not diving back in. And I don't recommend looking at it like that, like a whole big catch up that you have. Instead, what would your empowered self choose? What is going to move you closer to where you want to be? That's it. What small step would that be? And at first, your steps that you pick, these could be steps for your reflection practice, whether it's with journaling or stretching or breathing or recording your journal entry, talking to someone. whatever it is, that can help you decide what direction to go in for getting back to life. So, like, for example, when I started to dance as my form of movement, because movement is also part of the healing process. Once I started doing that, I began feeling a lot happier. And that encouraged me to do something completely new. And that was starting my YouTube channel. That made such a difference for me and created something that I was so excited to wake up the next day for. It truly helped me to heal and continues to. So whatever it is for you that you're going to get back to or start something new, whatever that is for you, whatever it is that you want to get back to or get started on, you can take just one small step. The reward of that is so big. The feeling of accomplishment, of knowing that you took a step in that direction, puts you that much farther, that much closer to getting back to your life. These don't have to be hours of working on what that is, what your project is going to be. And I think that's something that I always thought, and that's why I was always so overwhelmed by things, that I would put off things that seemed too overwhelming, not knowing that I could break it down into small bite-sized steps and actually get there quicker. If chronic pain is clouding your joy, please hear what I'm saying and know you are not broken. Your brain is simply protecting you. That's what pain is. It's your body's way of saying, wait a minute, there might be a problem here. Stop what you're doing. And it gives you an alert. It's your body communicating with you that something, or at least it thinks something's not right. So there is a reason for that pain. Pain, it's like a message. But chronic pain, the kind that lasts more than 3 to 6 months, that pain is now entering a pattern type of pain that's more tied in now to your nervous system. It's used to giving you that signal. It's kind of like stuck in the loop, in the danger loop, and it keeps giving you that signal when you may not need it. So what do you do if you're stuck in that cycle? Well, we need to bring ourselves out of this loop. Tell ourselves, you are not broken. You are safe. You are healing. And you're more powerful than you were led to believe. For me, starting the YouTube channel really and truly gave me something new to look forward to every day. And I do believe with my whole heart, there is something waiting for you too. If you'd like, I made something for you. It's a 1-page healing guide with the exact mindset shifts that I made when I started getting better. They help me take my power back. So you can print it, tape it on your mirror, repeat it as many times as you can. Every time you see it, read it to yourself. Tuck it in your journal if you want. Make a paper airplane, however you choose to display it. The link for it is below in the description box. So click on that, print it up, and let it help you get on that healing path. It's waiting for you. And if this video spoke to you and you know someone you think might benefit from it, please feel free to share it. Subscribe if you would like to see more content like this. Hit the like button if you liked it. It all helps the channel. YouTube has chosen a video just for you, and it's right here or here. All you have to do is click on it and enjoy. Your healing journey isn't over. It is just beginning. Sending you so much love and healing light.